So, when will your trademark be protected? This is a good question and an important one. And so, there's a couple things that I wanted to share with you. One, whenever you use a trademark in commerce, and really what a trademark is something that your customers, it's your brand. It's something that your customers recognize as meaning this is a thing that comes from your company and nobody else. So those things are your trademarks. You probably have more than one. And the good news is that once you start using branding in commerce, like in real life, when you're offering products for sale, not just like, mailing it to yourself or like, showing someone in your kitchen, but actually, using them in commerce. At that point, you already are starting to develop trademark rights that can be enforced. So trademarks are one of those things different from patents in that you can register them with the government, but you don't. The protection is not dependent on registering with the government. With a patent, you have patent pending, and so that gives you sort of a claim, but you don't actually have anything enforceable until claims are granted. So with a trademark, it's not exactly that way. You actually have enforceable trademark rights as soon as you start using a trademark in commerce in connection with your goods or services. So that's the good news. The bad news is that it's a lot more expensive and difficult and limited if the only trademark rights you have are unregistered. If you're relying on that sort of free automatic, hey, I'm using a trademark, so now I have an enforceable trademark. That is true, but relying on that as your only enforceable trademark rights, it means that you will spend a lot more money trying to enforce those rights, and also your protection will be much more limited. So my recommendation always is if the trademark is important to you, to seriously consider investing in registering that trademark with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You can register in states. That's because not everybody qualifies for U.S. registration. But if you do qualify, and what that means is you have to use that trademark in interstate commerce, which just means across state lines in some way. It's pretty lenient. Um, and so if you do qualify for that, which most trademarks you probably do, depending on, unless your business is very hyper local, if you do qualify for that U.S. trademark registration, then it's a really, really valuable thing to have if you care about that brand and you want to enforce it. So with a U.S. registered trademark, one of the great things that you get right away is that as soon as you file that application to register the trademark, so it takes about a year, it's a whole process, but as soon as you file, you actually start getting protection right away. And so, what do I mean by that? I've done other videos on this, but it's just such a great thing that I think a lot of people don't quite appreciate. Um, once you file and your application becomes public, it takes maybe 24 to 48 hours to actually make it into the database. But once it does, you then are getting passive protection, meaning number one, anyone who's thinking about adopting a trademark, they're supposed to do trademark clearance searching. I really hope you're doing trademark clearance searching before deciding on your trademark. But the great thing is once your application is there, other people can see it, and that will let them know you're applying to register that trademark. That makes it a big risk for them to adopt the same brand. And so they are likely to just avoid. So that's immediate protection you get. The other thing that you get is that from that filing date, you get national exclusive rights, which means that even if it takes a year to get registered, your exclusivity throughout the entire United States, even if you're only using it in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, that exclusivity is fixed as of your filing date. So again, really important. It's not your registration date that's significant, it's your filing date when it comes to when are you actually protected. And the registration date is significant for making sure that you are renewing on time. So it's not that that date is not important, but for enforceable rights, the important thing is your filing date. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Catherine Cavella, IP Works Law.